hello and welcome to the Shaken Up Show, the show that takes an in-depth look at all things Bury AFC. I'm your host, Nick, and after a recent departure away from our traditional format, we've spoken to authors, journalists, finance experts, and opposition managers. We're going back to familiar territory. So joining me today is a DJ, a podcaster, and an entrepreneur, but he's also an AFC footballer. He is the one and only Yorkshire Messi, Alex O'Keefe. Hello, Alex. How are you?
Hi, matey. I'm very well. Very well. Thank you for asking me to come on your famous show.
Who's famous as a loose term. And what shirt have you got? What shirt have you got on there? Just out of interest, I've got an interest into football shirts. What shirt?
Oh, mate, I'm going to embarrass myself here, but I got it sent through. You know that secret shirt company where you basically you pay like 30 quid and they just send you a random shirt?
Eh?
I think it's from like Iceland or something.
I like it. It's a nice kit.
Lillistrom Sporting Scub or something. I don't even know, but it's a nice kit, isn't it?
Let's get a friendly booked with them.
Yeah, definitely. Away.
Yeah, the thing is though, in Iceland, it's about £7 a pint. So maybe at the Navarian Stadium that'd be better.
Yeah, we'll have it at home then.
Okay, we'll get that sorted after the podcast. So you're back in training, Alex. I went down and had a little watch of you playing an 11-a-side last night. How was it? How was it back in training? Does it feel good to be back? Is it nice lads again?
Mate, it's brilliant. It's like I compare it to when you've been off 6-week holidays at school and you come back and you can't wait to see all your mates. You're like, oh, it's kind of like that, mate. To be honest, and yeah, to get football back in his lives is just we missed it. It felt like such a long time, man. So yeah, as you can see, last night I think we're all in good shape and feeling good. So
defo in good nick. Some of you, although there was a few sitters missed. I noticed. Liam McDevitt missed an absolute.
Yeah. And our little Scouse son, Lewis as well. I think he missed a couple.
He did.
Yeah.
As long as you're doing it on the training pitch and not into the
just get it out of the way, don't you?
So what have you been doing to keep fit over lockdown? What have you been doing to keep motivated and keep your footballing kind of brain ticking over?
Oh, mate. I think you've just got to... I've just tried to create a lot of positive daily habits, and I think that's all you can do, mate. I think, control what you can control. We can't control this pandemic. We've not got any say in that. So focus on what you can control, and what you can is you can make yourself good daily habits. So I've been waking up early, as some people will know, 5 o'clock in the morning. I get up and go for a run. Try to do it every morning, mate. And I just find that getting up and just beating that little internal voice in the morning just sets you up like perfectly for the day. And I have some of my best thoughts at that time as well. I feel like Mike Tyson.
So you're not a guy that kind of wants to stay in bed and lie in then? You're up.
No, mate, not at all. Not at all. My missus hates me for it, but I'm definitely a morning person, and I think if you win your morning, you win your day. I'm a big believer in that.
I feel like I'm talking to a motivational speaker here. I feel like, right, that's it. I'm getting it.
Come on, Nick, let's go for a run.
What, a quarter of an hour early tomorrow? No, I think running's. I think you're pushing the line at running there, mate. I'm telling you. So, your nickname, Alex, I don't know, is this a nickname that you've carried from other clubs, or is it a nickname that you've been given? Well, so tell us what your nickname is and where has it come from?
Oh God, it's well, people seem to call me the Yorkshire Messi for whatever reason that may be. But you know what? It's just one of those, isn't it? I'm just using it as a bit of a motivation to make me try to perform better, in all honesty.
Maybe Lionel Messi is running around Barcelona and everyone calling him the Argentinian Alex O'Keefe. Have you ever thought about that?
Yeah, that could be right. Could be right. No, do you know what? I think some of it might have to do with the colour of my hair. I'm left-footed. I'm only a dwarf. I'm only 5 foot, 5'5", 5'6". So there's some similarities there.
Yeah.
To be honest, when I played at Ossett, my nickname was Aguero. So I've changed from Aguero to Lionel Messi.
Well, you're always keeping it Argentinian though, which
yeah. There's a theme there, isn't there?
Definitely a theme. So tell us a little bit about your football journey. Where did you start when you were a youngster? Where did you end up, and now have you come through at Bury AFC? How did you end up at Bury AFC?
To be honest, mate, my early days in football just spurred from just the love of the game, mate. I always just loved playing football. I'd always be last one out. It sounds like that typical story, doesn't it? But your mum's shouting you in at 9 o'clock at night. Come on, your tea's ready, and it's just like I just want to carry on playing football. And there were just a patch of grass outside his house, and all kids from the estate played on there, and yeah, you just love it, don't you? You just love it. So I just played for my local teams growing up, Nick, and I think I ended up playing at Wyke Wanderers from like 6 to 16. I ended up representing my county team and, just like local stuff like that. And then when I got to about 18, 19, I got in at my first like semi-professional club, which was Brighouse Town.
Right.
Sorry, I'd been at Halifax Town before that, just in junior setup. So yeah, Brighouse Town, got a bit of a taste of my first bit of taste of non-league there, and I was just I remember playing away at Scarborough, and just having that experience, playing in front of I think about 600 fans there. And I was just thinking, bloody hell, this blew my mind. It's stuff you dream about, isn't it? When you're
exactly just
when you're a little kid
watching football.
Yeah, just a bit of a reality shock there was all their fans were shouting dwarf at me. So you get a taste of the good and bad, really. So after that, mate, I ended up moving over to Spain, living in Marbella for a while, and that kind of put my football career on hold. Ended up picking up DJing, which is another story. And then when the DJing career sort of come to a halt, I realised that, well, part of the reason why I stopped DJing is because I couldn't really commit to a football and I was just missing it so much, man. And this is only recently I've just thought I'm just going to give it a go again and see where we end up. And ended up signing at Ossett. I was just playing locally with my friends at a team called Shelf. And great times, just playing with some of your best mates from school. And
yeah,
we won league a couple of times and league and cup double. And then my mates were just like, why are you playing at this level? It's just like, I just can't commit to it. But then I just thought, you know what? I've still got it in me. So I'm going to give it a shot. And I ended up at Ossett. And that's where I met Welshie. Short-lived there. He got, there were a disagreement between them guys, and so I went and signed for a club called Shelley.
Yeah,
and this is like, I think we got into automatic promotion spot. I had a really good season, and then the beautiful COVID started to strike. So yeah, that brings us up to just before the Bury.
Well, it affected Shelley, didn't it? Because they had to drop out the North West Counties League, didn't they?
Yeah. That were the year before I played there, and we had a great team, and like I say, we're in an automatic promotion spot, and I think it was the most successful season the club's ever had in its history and stuff. And then a year later, COVID strikes, and yeah.
So then you decided. So you did. What did Welsh do? Did Welsh give you a quick ring, or did he tell you, or did you ring him? And how did that come about? You signed FC then.
So this story starts at a curry house I just actually signed for Penistone Church,
Right.
who were in the North East counties, but in Premier Division. Just signed, done pre-season with them, and the guys were absolutely amazing. I thought, yeah, I'm settling in here. Manager was brilliant, and I've gone for a curry with one of my best mates just to have a bit of a catch up and a curry, and get a phone call off Yorkshire, and I didn't even tell my mate at the time. I just said, one of my old managers telling me about, he's just got a job at Bury or something and he wants me to go down. I just carried on, scanning this chicken tikka masala or whatever it was. And he goes, do you realise what's just happened on that phone call? And I was just like, mate, I've just signed for Penistone. I can't consider any other clubs now. And it was my mate who kind of opened my eyes and made me realise that, this opportunity to join Bury is a bit of a one-off.
Yeah.
And then I just thought, bloody hell, yeah. So, yeah, I rung Welshie back after I finished my career and told him that I wanted to come along to training, yeah. So that's how that happened.
So you signed a little bit later on, didn't you? Because I remember you didn't feature in many of the friendlies, or it might have been the last friendly I think you came into, and then it was straight into the league games, then, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right, mate. Yeah, I think, like I said, I did most of pre-season with Penistone.
Yeah,
and then I come in just before season started. Yeah.
You picked up an injury a bit early doors as well, didn't you? So you missed. I know we didn't play a huge amount of games last season, but I know you missed quite a few. So what happened with that injury? And was it enough to? I remember kind of speaking to you pretty early on. You thinking, I don't know whether I'm going to be able to play. I don't know. Is it something able to carry on through?
Yeah. I picked it up when I were at Penistone. To be fair, mate, it were a groin injury, and it just recurred on me. Unfortunately, I think I tried to come back a bit too early. So I'm thinking, I need to get my foot in the door here at Bury and make a good impression. And just a bit naive from my point of view, and just kind of ended up making it worse for myself. So
how long were you out for? I remember it was good. It was good because there was the lockdown in the middle of it as well, wasn't there? So that might have give you a bit of recuperation time. But it was quite a while, wasn't it?
It was, mate. Yeah, I can't remember how long exactly, but it were a good, maybe even a month or two.
Yeah.
I was watching from sidelines, mate, and it were killing me.
Yeah.
In all honesty. And but in that time, I kind of took it on myself to learn about the club and get soaked up in it all and in the atmosphere and the history of it all. And so it might be a bit of a blessing in disguise. I just took that time to connect with it all. And
I remember seeing you at Garstang it was absolutely chucking it down. It was about 3 degrees. It was just rain everywhere. And I remember you've travelled over. I thought, fair play, you travelled over from over the Pennines to come tonight to watch the lads play, it's not as easy as, you'll have done a day's graft as well. And then, it's probably an hour and a half over, an hour and a half back. And then, fair play, and like you say, I think when you immerse yourself in it, you become, you become kind of, you're almost a bit of a fan yourself. You want to do it, you want to do it. And I remember, particularly when you did come back and you scored that goal that featured on the BT documentary. I don't know. You might have seen it once or twice, Alex.
I might have seen it about 1,000 times. Yeah.
Tell us about what it was like scoring that goal, then, especially in front of the cameras and having it featured on such a because it got quite a lot of. We had Michael Calvin on not long ago who did the documentary, and we talked. He's got quite a fondness for the club. So tell us a bit about how surreal that was going from, like you say, playing football with a few of your mates, and then be featured in a BT documentary showing you the goal you scored.
Yeah, it's all happened so quickly, Nick. In all fairness, because like I say, wind it back 2 years, and I'm playing on my local park with my mates, and it just shows you, the power of that bit of self belief that you need to to think that you can go on and do it. But like I say, that I was visualising that moment when I were injured, so, stood on the sideline, and obviously you want the team to succeed, but you want to be a part of it as well. So I visualised that moment, scoring at that end in front of all the fans. So, when it actually happened, you can't describe it, can you?
It's a cracking.
It's unbelievable feeling. Unbelievable.
Brilliant. It was it was a good goal. He took it really well as well, and and I think for it to be highlighted in the way it did, it gravitated it even further. And I even think he described Michael, when he was doing the narration, even described it as a Yorkshire Messi.
Oh man! Just so happens to be recording the documentary on that day. The stars aligned.
Exactly. So, because we only played a few games last season, tell us a little bit about what type of footballer are you? Because I know you only managed a couple of games. So, what's your favourite position? What's your where do you like to play, and what are your attributes?
Yeah, so I'm a natural winger, really. So left-footed winger. Over the last couple of seasons, I've preferred to come in from the right-hand side. But I can play, either wing. But yeah, I'm direct. I love running at people. Physical. I'm only small, but I'm pretty strong. So yeah, I just love the direct sort of style of play, attacking. People that know me might say that I'm not great at getting back, but I've tried to learn. I've tried to improve that side of my game.
Does Andy's style of play really help you as well? Like the formation he plays and likes football to be played. Does Welsh's kind of input help you in your game?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, because like I say, he were a winger himself, wasn't he? So, and having that, I think we've been playing like a front three. So I've never played in a front three before, but I love the fact that I can play either side of a front three. And it's just like really attacking, exciting style of football, isn't it? It's good. It's good to even just watch it.
And the good thing with the front three is you don't really have to track back as much, do you?
Well, that's it as well.
that does help, unless he starts going drop in. We're going into 5 in midfield. So it's like, but we've not had to do that yet. Exactly. I'm on the other side.
Yeah.
There you Gaffer. I've spoken to a few of the other lads. I spoke to Chippy before. I know Sanny in previous podcasts spoke to Greavesy and Ed. So you're part of our Yorkshire carpool, as we like to call it. So Tell us a little bit about, give us your take on your journeys over the Pennines with the lads.
It's I think I heard them speaking about it on one of the other podcasts, and you could literally put a camera in there. I think it'd be quite entertaining. There's thick Yorkshire accents, just discussing. It gets quite deep, It's quite a therapeutic little journey sometimes. We talk about as football and relationships, and we have a good soundtrack as well.
Who's got the broadest accent out of you? Who's the most Yorkshire? You're all trying to out Yorkshire each other. I suppose if someone popped in with a flat cap and a whippet, that'd be the ultimate out one another. But who's got the thickest accent?
Well,
I don't mean thickest as in without brainiest. I mean thickest Yorkshire accent.
Yeah, I'd say Chippy, but you don't really know how you sound yourself, so. I think maybe Chippy would say me.
I think if you shut your eyes, you both sound quite similar. Whereabouts are you from in Yorkshire? What's your part?
Halifax.
Right.
I'm from Halifax, yeah. And Greavesy and Chippy are Bradford. Ed's Huddersfield. So, yeah. But I am from Bradford originally. So.
And what's your soundtrack like on the way in? Then is it? Because I know you've got a mixture. What's it like when you've got charge of the music? Is it quite up tempo on the way in and chill out on the way back, or do you have it going all the time? What's your how do you manage the sound?
Do you know what, mate? But obviously, people think with my DJing background and stuff that it's going to all just be hard hitting dance music. But I've got quite a good good array of genres in there. I'd say, Nick. Believe it or not, I'm quite a big classical fan.
Oh, there you go. That's an exclusive. So a bit of Wagner, a bit of Beethoven.
Yeah, a bit of Hans Zimmer.
Or so from the soundtracks, yeah. I just imagine, just as Ed just about to get in the car and just dun 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 dun.
No, but do you know what, mate? There's a good mixture of music in there. I think with Chippy and Greavesy and Ed, they're into the classic sing-alongs and the chart music and stuff. I'm a bit more underground sort of stuff. The bit more disco-y, house music. But yeah, like I say, you can play out. There's a good mix in there.
So tell us about that. That's a lovely segue into the next section, which is about your DJ career. So tell us about your Marbella. Gosh, I won't Marbella. Your Marbella adventure. So you went and lived in Spain for a little bit. And did you learn to DJ out there, or were you already DJ before you went over?
Yeah, well, I moved to Marbella to. Not to DJ specifically, but to I was a landscape gardener at the time. So my cousin had a company out there looking after like holiday homes and stuff. So I went and lived out there doing that. And just so happens that I just bought myself my own decks and stuff. So I took them out there with me. And I was just like touting myself out to different clubs and bars in the area. I'd never played a gig before in my life. But I just thought, you know what, new surroundings, new area.
Were you telling him, oh yeah, I do all clubs in Leeds and Halifax?
Oh mate,
were you giving it all that?
Oh, told them I was bloody basically famous back home.
Yeah, I'm like the Halifax version of Judge Jules.
Yeah. But yeah, my first gig over there, I got at just a local bar called Bar Zeros. It was just outside of Marbella. I just called in and just like knocked on and said, "Oh, I'm a DJ. If you need one, just let me know." And I'm like, "Oh, right. Well, yeah, we've got a 40th birthday party coming up this weekend. If you want to get involved," I was like, "Yeah, here we go, buzzing." So I took everything down that Saturday night. Got everything. I'd even put like some logos and stuff. I printed off like paper with my logo on there and all sorts. Gone for it. Got all 90s house and 90s classics in my library ready to go. And yeah, it started off really well. And then there were a massive power cut first.
Only happened to you, Alex.
First ever gig, and I just thought, oh God, that's not ideal, is it? Anyway, we got it going again, and then probably about 20 minutes later, probably something like "Show Me Love's" playing, everyone's vibing, and Guardia Civil storming, local police in Spain. It turns out that there were some sort of Moroccan cartel in corner dealing drugs in there.
So you've got. On your first gig, we've had a power cut and a Moroccan cartel.
Yeah. So that were the start of DJ life for me.
And what did you go to? Did you go to some other bars and did you go to like?
I had to be fair, mate, I held a residency there at that bar for a while and played at some others. And when I come back to the UK, that's when I really had quite a deep passion for it and pursued it as a bit of a career for a few years. How
long did you do that for? Then a couple of years. Then did you just try it?
About probably 4 or 5 years it was. Ended up joining me and a lad who I met at a recruitment job that I got when I come home. We ended up forming a duo, like going back to his house after work and making tunes and stuff. And it proper took off. Like
Well, tell us what happened then. Didn't you feature in some sort of some UK dance magazines and stuff like that? Did you have a?
Yeah, we were featured in like the ones to watch in, I think it was 2017 in Mix Mag.
Right. Wow.
Mix Mag and we were touring, like, I think we probably played every major city in the UK. We're like, it was crazy, mate, absolutely crazy. And I just thought, how have I got here? You know, and this lad who I were in a duo with, he'd been in the music scene for like 20 years or something. And there's me, I've just like stumbled into this, you know, probably 2 years deep in that career and playing in front of sell-out shows, like, it was just crazy.
It sounds like you've always, wherever you go, you've always got a little stroke of luck. There's always something, you know, it's whether it's, you know, just dropping into a bar and getting a gig and then holding a residency there, the football stuff. It all seems like you've just taken these opportunities and they just seem to go somewhere. It's quite an exciting way to live your life, really. And
it is, mate. I think you say luck there. I think I'm a big believer in you make your own luck.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And I think luck is when preparation meets opportunity. That's how I put it as. And I think I'm a big believer in like your law of attraction and all this sort of stuff. You know, what you give out, you get back, and just give out loads of positivity. And I believe you get it back.
Good stuff. How did that mess around with your early morning schedules? Because if you like getting up early, surely if you're a DJ, you'd be getting at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. You'd be thinking, right, I'm ready to get up now, go for a little run. Or were you a bit more of a lying guy then?
Yeah, mate. The early mornings are just more of a recent thing. To be honest, that was probably one of the main reasons why I come out of the music industry. I'm really health conscious, and that lifestyle just wasn't for me, mate. Just wasn't for me. And then obviously it stopped me playing football as well. So, well,
exactly. We miss out on the Yorkshire Messi. Well, the music industry's loss is football's gain, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've got to say, and there's another. You've got yourself. You do your own podcast as well. The Self-Made Mind podcast. So that kind of fits into what you were just talking about. Tell us a little bit about your podcast, what you do, what kind of guests you have on.
Yeah, like I say, mate, it just all spurs from just kind of wanting to take control of your life, and I've just always been curious of like how people get to where they are. You know, like these great successful people, whether it be Premier League footballers or film directors. On the show we've had such a good mixture of people, but they've all been high achievers, and I was just always curious to get the stories of these type of people and try pass it on. Obviously, it's when I speak to these people, I learn myself. But to be able to pass it on through the form of a podcast as well, it's just really rewarding, mate, to be fair. And I've learned so much from speaking to, I've spoke to, like I say, Hal Robson-Kanu, the Wales striker.
Yeah.
Welshie, obviously, the gaffer. He's got a great story. Spoke to an Oscar-nominated film writer from Hollywood. And just there's little patterns that you kind of recognise from how they've dealt with stuff in their life, and you know, it's just so interesting, and you can actually take lessons from the chats and put them into your own sort of story. So
what's the common thread then between it? Is it determination? Is it you know, not giving up? What's the common theme?
I think I'd probably put it down to three main things, right? There's, because they're recurring in all the stories that we hear, really. So I think I said it earlier. There's like, focus on what you can control. It's like bad stuff happens to everyone, right? But it's how you react to the event that causes the outcome.
Yeah.
So it's like, just like COVID, for example, we can't control that. Focus on what you can control and just knuckle down on that. It's like getting over setbacks. They don't let the setbacks stop them progressing. They always, learn from the setbacks, basically. So that'll be one. Another one's just like pure self-belief. You've got to believe in yourself. I think you realise that it's only you that's going to let you achieve, really. And another one is just be yourself. Don't try to be anyone else. That's probably and it's a recurring thing, mate. All three of them things are recurring. All the chats, I reckon.
Yeah, I've listened to quite a few of them, and it's really interesting. And it isn't just about sport, is it? It's about all different walks of life. Like you say, you've had people on who have been, successful in business, or you've had people on who, like you say, that there is elements of football, but like into, directing and in movies and stuff like that, and writing. So it's all these kind of eclectic, differences, but with a common theme right through it. And if you haven't already, to give it a little plug, what's it called, and how can people find it?
Yeah, so it's called the Self-Made Mind podcast. You can get it on any of your podcasting platforms. So Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We've got them on YouTube as well. So yeah, man, go check it out.
Check it out. And then finally, so I feel like we're going through your CV. So it's like, finally, the last thing on your CV is window cleaning. So I found this fascinating. So tell us a little bit about your business and what you do. And it's great. It's modest but what you do with it is really quite creative. So tell us a little bit about what it is and how you set it up and how it came about.
Yeah. It doesn't really sound glamorous, does it? You're a window cleaner, but I don't see it as just cleaning windows. It's a proper business, and we've got quite a good growing team going on, so it's quite exciting. This come about when I'd left the music industry just about, and I just thought I want to do something for myself, something that's such a it's a simple business model, scalable, and something I can use. I've got quite a good network what I've built up over time. Something I can use that to my advantage. And I just heard people moaning about the window cleaner all the time. It never shows up on time. Bloody peeping through my windows, and so I just thought, I'm going to be a window cleaner. I'm going to build a window cleaning business, and it's again that's happened so quickly. And now we've got four vans on the road now, and I've been able to give my dad and my brother full time work from it, and it's the best decision I ever made.
That's nice. Must be nice to give something back to your family as well, being able to, and listen, doesn't matter about COVID, or it doesn't matter about, you always need a window cleaner, mate. There's always those windows ain't going to clean themselves.
Well, that's it. Yeah, it's proven to be a bit of a pandemic-proof industry as well, which we're lucky for us. But yeah, like I say, mate, it was just great to be able to help my brother and my dad as well, because my brother were in Afghanistan at the time.
Wow.
They were a private contractor out there, and that were another little motivation really to get it set up so he could come. I spoke it out and I said, look, I'm going to start this business, and by the time you get back from Afghanistan, I'm going to split it in half, and you can have half of the customers. And by the time he come back, mate, it were there. It were ready for him to take over. So
is it going from strength to strength? How many people? How many kind of customers do you have at the minute?
Yeah, we've got over 1,000 monthly customers now. So yeah, it's growing, and we're just getting started, mate. We're just getting started.
Brilliant.
Got big plans for this year. Big plans for this year, mate. It's going to be a...
You can tell you're really kind of motivated and really kind of, you are forward thinking and obviously from our point of view, from a selfish Bury AFC point of view, it's nice to have a player that that is like that is what these podcasts are out there to do is to put so you're not just turning up on a Saturday, you're putting a shirt on and then you're going back home. It's to tell a story behind each player and to tell we want to know who you are and what you do. And these stories are they're fantastic, and it's nice that we've got players like that that are hardworking, determined, because that's what we want from our footballers as well. And I think that's it goes both ways, doesn't it? Really? Yeah,
definitely. There's some great characters, mate, in the team. It's just delving in and getting the stories out, innit? So exactly. I think it's mint what you're doing, man. Honestly, I love it.
Well, I think that's what we're trying to. While the football's not on, it's just about bridging that gap until we can get back into the new season and telling a few, like you say, telling a few tales, because everyone's got a tale to tell, haven't they? So
they have, yeah.
What about football? Football growing up then? What teams did you support? Who did you follow? Did you was there any players that you kind of took inspiration from?
So I used to support Man United when I was younger, really young, right? Because my family supported them,
right?
And this sounds really bad. I don't think I ever publicly spoke about this, but I used to live with my older brother, and he always had a big Liverpool poster in his bedroom. So naturally, you look up to your older brother and that, don't you? So I started supporting Liverpool.
Wow!
So I jumped from United to Liverpool, and I've supported Liverpool ever since. As far as like role models, I always naturally warm to like your left-footed sort of similar players. I think you gravitate towards your players like yourself, really, don't you? So like Zinedine Zidane, obviously Lionel Messi, and Michael Owen as well. I know he's right-footed, but small nippy sort of nippy little players like that. Yeah. So yeah.
I think Lee McDevitt's absolutely obsessed with Michael Owen. He'll talk about that all day long. Yeah, he loves him.
He'll probably be interviewing him, won't he?
Exactly. Right. Okay. So now we've talked a little bit about football, and we've talked about you as a character. We're going to do now. This divides players. Some of them love it. Chris Holt got 10 out of 10 on his quiz.
I listened to that earlier, I've been listening.
He was really... He was quite modest about it, but I think secretly he was like, oh, what you should do is have a league table. And he came up with all this idea because he'd be top of it. So,
did he say that after he got 10 out of 10?
Yeah, make it as competitive as possible. But... So we've had Jimmy Moore has talked about outfield players that have played in net. We've had Greavesy, I think, did fact or fiction football teams, and believe it or not, there's a few teams in our league at the minute that he thought were fictional. But yeah, so what I thought we'll do today is, with your nickname being the Yorkshire Messi, I thought we'd kind of mix it up a little bit. So in front of me, I've got a wheel of fortune, okay? And on that wheel, sections are divided into either Messi or Yorkshire. And whatever the wheel lands on will be, I'll ask you a question. So, for example, if it lands on Yorkshire, I will ask you a question about Yorkshire. Yeah. If it lands on Messi, I'll ask you a question about Messi. Now, they're all multiple choice, so that's good. You a bit of a go, make it a little bit easier. So I'm going to spin that wheel and let's see where we land on. So here it goes. The wheel stops on, first of all, it's Messi. So your first Messi question is, when did Lionel Messi first win the Ballon d'Or? So when did Lionel Messi first win the Ballon d'Or? Was it 2008 to 2009 season, 2009 to 2010 season, or 2010 to 2011 season? So if you just make a note of it,
Right.
paper in front, yeah, and we'll get some questions. We'll get the answers at the end.
Right, pal. Yeah, got it.
Okay. So the wheel spins again. Here we go. Off we go. It spins
Trusting you.
round and round and round, and it's landed on Yorkshire. Okay. So the first question on Yorkshire is: Yorkshire is the biggest UK county. It measures 3.6 million acres. But what is the second biggest county in the UK? Is it A, Lincolnshire, B, Lancashire, or C, Kent? So Lincolnshire, Lancashire, or Kent? Okay.
Right, yeah.
Next one. Okay, so the wheel is spinning as we speak, and it's landed on Yorkshire again. So the next question is: what is the smallest city in Yorkshire? What's the smallest city in Yorkshire? Is it Ilkley, Ripon, or Skipton? So A, Ilkley, B, Ripon, or C, Skipton?
All up North Yorkshire way then. Okay, mate.
Okay. Next one. The wheel's still spinning. This is so exciting. Landed on Yorkshire again.
Yorkshire.
Okay, what is the population of Yorkshire? Is it 5.4 million people? This is people, not sheep. 5.4 million people, 7.2 million people, or 1.2 million people? So 5.4 million, A, 7.2 million, B, 1.2 million, C.
Okay, mate.
All right. So I'll spin that wheel again. And it is landed on, you're not going to believe this, it's landed on Yorkshire.
Oh,
The Yorkshire question.
it's loving Yorkshire.
Okay. You can tell I'm clutching at straws with some of these questions. What is Yorkshire's biggest food and drink export? Is it apples, eggs, or meat? Apples, eggs, or meat? So A for apples, B for eggs, or C for meat?
Right.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Right, I'm spinning that wheel again. Round and round it goes. Where it stops, only I know, and it stopped just on Messi. Okay. So today, how many goals has Lionel Messi scored for Argentina? So how many goals has Messi scored for Argentina? Is it A, 57, B, 68, or C, 71? So how many goals has Lionel Messi scored for Argentina? Is it A, 57, B, 68, or C, 71?
Right, pal.
Okay, so we've got 6 so far. We've got 4 more to go. The wheel spins round.
Keep them coming.
And it's landed on... It's landed on another Yorkshire question. Hey, how are you at history?
It won't one of my strong points, mate.
So this is a historic question. Which British monarch was the last from the House of York? Was it Henry IV, Edward I, or Richard III? So which British monarch was the last from the House of York? Henry IV, Edward I, or Richard III? A, B, or C?
just going to pick my favourite name on that one.
Okay. I'm spinning that wheel again. And it's landed on Yorkshire.
Have you got other questions on Yorkshire here?
All these messy questions. Okay. Which is the biggest city in Yorkshire? Which is the biggest city in Yorkshire? Is it A, Leeds, B, Sheffield, or C, Bradford? Biggest city. A, Leeds, B, Sheffield, C, Bradford.
Bradford. Right. Okay, pal.
All right. Okay, we're on question number 8. So number 9. And thankfully, about football, it's on Lionel Messi.
Hey.
Okay. Which city did Messi win his Olympic gold medal? Which city did Messi win his Olympic gold medal? So was it A, Sydney, B, Athens, or C, Beijing?
Yeah.
Oh, A, Sydney, B, Athens, or C, Beijing?
Right, pal. Yeah.
And then the last one.
The final question.
It's going round and round, and it stopped on. You'll never guess what it stopped on. It's only stopped on blooming Yorkshire. Okay.
I like your honesty, Nick.
The seaside, nothing but Bury AFC is all about transparency, Alex.
Yeah.
We're like,
I like it.
So, the seaside town of Whitby is famous for what? Cider, A, scampi, B, or seagulls, C?
Oh, what are you going to say, crabs?
Whitby is famous for A, cider, B, scampi, or C, seagulls.
Oh.
What do you reckon? A, B, or C? Cider, scampi, seagulls.
Okay, mate, I've gone for it.
Right, that concludes your Yorkshire Messi.
I honestly do not know how I've done here, right?
Well, that makes it even more interesting, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Right, so question number 1 was on Lionel Messi, which is probably a more interesting subject to people who are watching a football podcast. When did Messi win his first Ballon d'Or? Was it 2008, 2009, A, 2009, 2010, B, 2010, 2011, C?
I thought it was the earliest option, so I went for A.
It was B, Alex. So it was 2009, 2010.
Right.
So we've got 0 out of 1. So you're not going to, unfortunately, you're not going to beat Chris Holt. Okay.
Right.
So you're just going to have to live with that. That's something you're going to have to come to terms with. Okay. So the next question was on Yorkshire, as was most of the quiz. So Yorkshire is the biggest UK county. It measures 3.6 million acres. So if anything, it's an education for all of us. We've all learned something today.
Yeah.
What is the second biggest county in the UK? Was it A, Lincolnshire, B, Lancashire, or C, Kent?
I went with C, Kent.
Fortunately, it was Lincolnshire. Lincolnshire is the second biggest county, so it's two questions and 2 wrong answers.
It's not great so far, is it?
It's not great, but you've still got time to redeem yourself. Being the Yorkshire Messi yourself, you must get at least a couple of these right. Right, okay. Question number 3 was, what is the smallest city in Yorkshire? Was it Ilkley, Ripon, or Skipton? Now, you said these are all North Yorkshire places, so I presume you might know.
I'd say still a guess, mate. Still a guess. A.
Ilkley.
Yeah.
It was Ripon.
Oh.
Ripon. Could you be our first player to get 0 out of 10?
I tell you what, I went on Roch Valley Radio.
Oh, yeah.
To do a quiz against Tony Whitehead.
Whitehead, yeah.
And I was shocking on that, mate.
Well, there's a common theme reoccurring here, Alex, isn't there?
I just said I'm here to I've missed Tony Whitehead's beautiful Irish accent, so that's why I'm here.
To his lilts, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Question number 4 is, what is the population of Yorkshire? Is it 5.4 million, 7.2 million, 1.2 million? A, B, or C? So 5.4, 7.2, 1.2.
I thought the 5 and 7 were a bit extreme, so I went for C.
1.2 million. No, it was 5.4 million. So you're at 100% anyway. You're 100% wrong, but
if you're going to do it badly, you might as well go full.
Okay. Okay, so question number 5 was obviously about, why wouldn't it be about Yorkshire exports, food exports? What is Yorkshire's biggest food and drink export? Is it apples, A, eggs, B, or meat, C?
I just assumed, because of all of the cattle, and I just went for C, meat.
You are correct. It is meat. Would you like to know how much money is gained from Yorkshire from exporting meat?
Yes, I would, Nick.
It's 172 million pounds of the UK economy is generated through Yorkshire meat. There you go. So again, it's not just a Bury AFC podcast. It's a way of not just entertaining people, but we're also informing as well.
Absolutely. I think I'm in the wrong industry by the sounds of it.
So yeah, the meat industry is probably the way forward. So it's window cleaning and meat. Maybe you could set up a business where you could deliver meat whilst cleaning windows. I don't know. So the next question, thankfully, it was a Lionel Messi question. And it was, to date, how many goals has Lionel Messi scored for Argentina? Was it 57? Was it 68? Or was it 71? So 57, 68, 51.
I know he's not performed quite like the level he has done for Barcelona. I went middle ground on B.
You went for 68.
Yeah.
It's not quite a Yorkshire exports question. Unfortunately, no. It was 71. So he's done all right. He's not done too bad. Right. But yeah, it was 71. Okay. Right. Question number 7. He said was about history. So it was about which British monarch was the last from the House of York? Was it Henry IV, Edward I, or Richard III?
Just purely for comical purposes, I went for Richard III. Turd.
You were right, mate. It was Richard III. Well done. I hope it wasn't Richard. You know what? I've got a horrible feeling it might be Richard II.
Oh, don't say that to me. Hey, I've put my point on now.
But hang on, let me just...
You can't rescind it now.
Let me just check. House of York.
You were some bloody FA, you. Second...
I'm just going to give it anyway. It's a Richard anyway. It's either the third... I'm saying it like I know it. I have done research, but I don't know whether...
All right, historian.
I don't know whether I put an extra line on it. So it's Richard anyway. So yeah, you've got that. So Meat and Richard, you're all right. Okay. So that was question number 7. Question number 8 was about Yorkshire. It was, which is the biggest Yorkshire city? Was it A, Leeds, B, Sheffield, or C, Bradford?
I would just split between Leeds and Sheffield, I think, on this. So I went for Leeds.
You are correct. It is Leeds. Leeds is the biggest Yorkshire city.
Yeah.
I'm sure there will be people in Leeds that will be shouting at the screen now, going, "Of course, it's Leeds." So far we're in we're 3 out of 8. So we're turning.
It's respectable. It's respectable.
Turning a corner. Okay. Messi is the next question. It's on Messi. Which city did Messi win an Olympic gold medal? Was it Sydney, Athens, or Beijing? This is question number 9.
Nick, I'll be happy, right? If I get one Messi question right, I'll be an happy man. And I've gone for Sydney.
Unfortunately, that dream's gone. So it wasn't. It was Beijing.
Oh.
They played Argentina.
In 2008?
Yeah, He was, yeah, that would have been, 2008. Yeah, Argentina played Nigeria in the final. And Messi wasn't supposed to be playing in that game. Oh, he wasn't supposed to be playing in the Olympics. Barcelona tried to ban him, but Pep Guardiola sorted it out for him and let him.
Yeah, I remember that actually.
Okay, question number 10. It's a Yorkshire question, and it was about Whitby. What's it famous for? The seaside town of Whitby, what's it famous for? Is it famous for cider, scampi, or seagulls?
You see, I said, didn't I? I said I were hoping you were going to say crabs because Whitby crab is just fantastic.
Is it? I had a Whitby crab.
So it's by the seaside, so I just went for seagulls.
Well, it's scampi, I think. Whitby scampi. That's what people have, don't they? Scampi and chips, and they have the Whitby scampi. Right.
To be fair, I put scampi, and then I just thought, no, I'm going to put seagulls.
Well, you've had it's not, as you've said, it's the taking part that counts. So it
is, mate.
You've got a 3 out of 10.
Okay.
Now, had there been more Messi questions, maybe you might have scored a little bit. Let me just give you. All right, okay. I'll give you a quick Messi question just to try and catch up. How many followers? How many followers does Messi have on Instagram? Is it 107 million, 201 million, or 230 million? And this will give you a bonus of 7 points if you get this right. So, and I've not offered this to any other players. This is just to you. So, how many followers does Messi have on Instagram? 107 million, 201 million, 230 million. It's worth 7 bonus questions.
I'm gonna go for the maximum and letter C, because he deserves that many followers.
Well, it was wrong. It's 200 million. So unfortunately, but with 3 out of 10.
You can't even give me points.
Well, I'm sorry, mate. What can I do? I've done my best there to try and get you back on track. But you can't be good at everything. You're a DJ. You're a window cleaner. You're a podcaster. You're a footballer. What more do you want? You can't have general knowledge. There can't be any more information that can be in that head of yours.
There's not enough space in this little pea brain of mine.
Alex, before we wrap up, tell us a bit about the new season. What you're looking forward to, and what things are you kind of have you set any targets for yourself over the course of the next couple of months?
Oh mate, we've obviously got the go ahead for this friendly against FC United, which is going to be a massive occasion. Proper looking forward to that. And it's given us a goal to work towards on it to kind of get in shape and get fit for that date. I'm just looking forward to the season getting going in general, mate, and just seeing all the fans there and just getting, like I say, just proper getting soaked into it all and hopefully, mate. Well, I'll just say it now. Win that league. We'll win the league. I'd like to score 20 goals as well, personally.
Ambitious. And
putting that out there.
What do you think it'll be like to play in front of? Because obviously we restricted the crowd last year, and we're open to some, really good gates. What would you think it'll be like to play in front of what? It could be anything up to 1,000 plus. I
can't imagine it, mate. I really can't. It's something that I've never experienced. So I know a few lads have obviously played at professional clubs and played in front of big crowds, but for me, I've never actually experienced that. So, it's like I say, it's something you dream about as a kid, isn't it? So when that day comes, mate, I'll be absolutely buzzing and just can't wait to experience it with everyone. Are you going to get your family over? Will your family come and watch when you play? Yeah, they did. They were there that night when I got that goal, so we're happy that they were sat right behind the net as well. So that were a nice moment. Fantastic. Well, Alex, really look forward to seeing you next season. And have you got anything you want to say to the fans out there just before the FC United game? I just want to say, I think I say it like I messaged Is it James, the lad that did the documentary?
James Bentley, yeah.
Yeah. I messaged him earlier and I just said, because the way that he spoke about the club, like the pure passion that he, how he spoke about the club, I just proper, I just felt it, and I just felt that represents every Bury fan, and I just think that, to be part of the team that's going to bring back football to Bury is just it's an honour, it's a privilege, and I just promised him that each one of us will just give it 100%, and we'll do everything for that shirt, mate, and we'll bring success back to the club for you all, and can't wait to be part of the journey, buddy.
Well, enough of it here, Alex. Mate, thank you so much. Cheers for your time, Alex.
Thank you, mate.
A big thank you there to the Yorkshire Messi himself, Alex O'Keefe. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're also available on the social medias. That's on the Facebooks, on the TikTok things, Twitter, Instagram. We're also available as a podcast, so you can check the show out if you do not like my face. That is on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, on Anchor, and on Acast. Until next time on the Shake It Up Show, we'll see you soon. Goodbye.